Goliath is a massive Giovonola hypercoaster located at Six Flags Magic Mountain in Valencia, California. This is a ride that gets a lot of hate from coaster enthusiasts, but I really don't think it's that bad. In this review, I'm going to explain why. So let's talk about the ride's layout. You start, you get in your trains, you roll out of the station, you do like a U-turn, and then you go up the lift hill. This is a very tall lift hill. I think it's like 245 feet tall, something like that. Very, very tall. You get a good view of Six Flags Magic Mountain as you're going up the lift hill, and then you go into your first drop. This first drop is alright. It's huge, but it's not very steep. So you don't get too much airtime on it, but you pick up a crazy amount of speed going down this drop, and there's a tunnel at the bottom, which is pretty cool. And you rise up into this really tall turnaround. Again, you don't really get any airtime going up into it, but you really feel your sense of speed. That's one of the things Goliath does really well, is it has a great sense of speed, at least in the first half. So yeah, you turn around, you drop off the turnaround, and head into an airtime hill. This is your one moment of airtime during the ride, and it's a good moment of floater airtime. It's nothing crazy, but it's solid. You definitely come out of the seat here, and you rise up into the mid-course brakes. This part of the ride sucks. You slam to a stop, and like you don't like a lot of mid-course brake runs, you slow you down. This thing, you come right to a dead stop and then start rolling again. It breaks up the flow of the ride, but I can kind of see why they have that mid-course brake run there. We'll talk about that in the second half of the ride. So you turn down out of the mid-course brakes, you go up into like an overbank turn, and you pick up some of your speed back. You're not going nearly as fast as you were in the first half of the ride. You're still going decently fast, and you go up into the best part of this ride, makes this entire coaster, and that's the helix. You go into this thing, and you're just slammed into your seat. It's some of the most intense positive G-forces on any roller coaster. This thing is a guaranteed gray out almost every single time. Like, it's awesome and really makes the ride worth it. And then yeah, you do another overbank, and then you twist up into the final brake run. Well, Goliath is a roller coaster that is hated by coaster enthusiasts. It's frequently called one of the worst hypercoasters out there and one of the worst major roller coasters at Six Flags Magic Mountain. I think it's really fun. Is it as good as a B&M Hyper or an Intamin Hyper? No, it's not, but this isn't designed in the same way as those rides. Those rides are more like airtime based, whereas Goliath is built to give you a sense of speed and provide you with some positive G-forces. And it does a good job with that. First half of this ride, you're really going fast, and you can feel it. You get that wind in your face sensation, and there's a good moment of airtime. There's that in the ride, so it's got that, and that helix in the second half is crazy. Makes the entire ride like it just crushes you as you go through that thing. I've like never ridden this thing where I didn't almost black out going into that helix. So yeah, I'd recommend Goliath. It's a pretty solid roller coaster. Overall score, I'm going to give Goliath a 7.5 out of 10. Is this the best hypercoaster ever? No. I would probably take every single B&M Hyper over this. I'd take all the Intamin Hypers over it. I'd take it over the Morgan ones, though. I'd take it over like Mamba, Steel Force, Wild Thing. But this ride is overhated. Is it the best thing ever? Definitely not. It could go without that atrocious mid-course brake run. But for what it is, it's fun. It's one of the better roller coasters at Six Flags Magic Mountain, honestly. Like, it's not as good as Twisted Colossus or X2, obviously. And I'd take Tatsu, Ruler's Revenge over it, but it's not too far behind those. Hell, I'd take this thing over Full Throttle and Apocalypse, which most people wouldn't. So yeah, it's a decent ride.